A week ago, I started blending maple core loops with jerk drum patterns, and it turned out to be complete bangers. So in this video, I will show you the secret sauce on how to make ambient jerk-type beats like
tacayamaxd.
The formula that I use is quite simple, but I have multiple tips that helped me develop my creations. Want to learn them? Alright, aim for a BPM around 100 to 190, and let's start cooking. So, I always begin my beats by layering down some pads. This type of synth is particularly good to create an atmosphere with a rich texture. Try to choose presets that have either mid or high frequencies, and merge them together to enhance the stereo mix. When I can't find any decent presets, I try to sound design them in Serum. Now that we have our synth presets, we have to come up with a chord progression. Usually, this step is the hardest. It requires a ton of knowledge in music theory. Here's a secret trick that's rarely discussed: transforming any sample into a lush pad. Take any sample, for instance this Roblox sound effect. Apply a fruity convolver. Choose the blur pink or white preset, play with the stretch tool, render, and there you have it, an ethereal pad. When it comes to melodies, I stick to the basics, but I add a little bit of jerk sauce. When you're cooking, you want to write simple but catchy melodies that you sing when taking a shower. If you take one? For this beat, I used a simple bell, an electronic lead, and a piano to add depth. Wondering how my piano sounds so unique? Just load the soft piano preset in Labs and slap an OTT on it. And remember, clearing the low frequencies on each track makes room for the bass. When mentioning jerk beats, everybody thinks about the special rhythm it's attached to. To get that jerky rhythm, start with a snare or a perk. Repeat this pattern every bar and add variations to keep it fresh. Add extra notes with low velocity in between each hit, and a slight delay on the mixer channel to harass the listener. The snare will feel like Villager's forward air in Smash Bros. Ultimate. The secret to a bouncy bass is to sync it with the snare hits, creating punchy impacts. Keep the pattern simple, but feel free to experiment. Adding a slide note towards the end can really amplify the drop. Complete your drum pattern with counter snares, vocals, and open hats for bounce. You can also add a clap on every second or fourth step depending on your BPM. This gives a Xavier So-based vibe to your beat. Jerk drum patterns can sound simple, but remember, sound selection is crucial. Changing just one snare can alter the entire vibe. Once you have your loop, export and play around with the stretching tool for a creative intro. I like to export loops with and without drums, then adjust the speed and apply bit crush for an 8-bit texture. For this track, I sampled a phone call and it really adds to the vibe.
I tried to call you multiple times. Got no responses. Please answer me.
Let me know in the comments which tutorial you want to see next, and thanks for watching.
I tried to call you